In 247 BC, 13-year-old Ying Zheng was crowned the monarch of the state of Qin. Qin was a country in the Yellow River Basin in the west of China. In 230 BC, the Qin army started a war to conquer the other 6 states and unify China. In 223 BC, two men, the chief of nomadic Huns, led the cavalry heading south. They crossed the broken Great Wall on the Yinshan Mountain and occupied the farmland near the northern border of China. Taking Yinshan Mountain as the boundary, nomadic areas and farming areas were divided. In 221 BC, Ying Zheng accomplished the great achievement of unifying China. He proclaimed the first emperor of Qin, Qin Shihuang. From then on, the title of emperor appeared in China for the first time, which lasted for more than 2,000 years until 1911. Qin was a pure farming empire with a vast territory from the western mountains to the eastern and southern seas. Xianyang, the prosperous capital of the Qin Empire, was one of the largest cities in the world at that time. Qin Shihuang divided China into 36 counties and appointed civil servants to manage the land. The civil servants are responsible to the emperor, not to the people. This political system has influenced China for more than 2,000 years. Before the unification of China, every country has its own writing, currency, and weights and measures. Qin Shihuang standardized the entire system. The most important standardization was the writing of characters. Although people in different regions speak different dialects, these characters kept China unified. In 215 BC, Qin Shihuang went to the eastern coast to seek immortals. He was 44 years old and only cared about 2 things: his lifespan and the fate of the empire. If he could get the elixir from the immortals, he would rule the eternal empire for good. But he was disappointed. Qin Shihuang went back to the capital and summoned a Taoist priest. He brought a book about the future instead of the secret of eternal life. The emperor was shocked when he read a few words. The grave digger of Qin were the Huns. He realized that those barbarians were a great threat to the empire. In 215 BC, Qin Shihuang ordered his Grand General Meng Tian to lead 300,000 soldiers to march into the northern frontier. The Qin army defeated the Huns and recovered the land near the Yinshan Mountain. Two men led the Huns to retreat 300 kilometers to the hinterland of the Mongolian plateau. The Qin army didn't pursue the Huns. Qin Shihuang ordered General Meng Tian to build the Great Wall on the mountain. A military defense line temporarily separated the farming settlers from the nomadic tribes. More than 300 years later, the Roman emperor built another Great Wall, the Hadrians Wall, on the island of Great Britain. Perhaps the two emperors felt the same way. It's not a good idea to keep chasing the enemy. An effective defense line would bring peace to the empire. The 120-kilometer-long Qin Great Wall was built on a mountain ridge. It was piled up of stone blocks without any mortar, but it stood for more than 2,000 years. Beacon Tower, outpost, barrack, and wall formed a magnificent military defense system. After the Great Wall was completed, Tumen was very depressed and did not bother the Qin people anymore, but he was waiting for revenge. At the same time, a conspiracy was going on in the empire. When the Great Wall was finished, General Meng Tian stayed at the northern border. The Crown Prince Fu Su was demoted to serve at the Great Wall. In 210 BC, the herald sent an imperial edict from Qin Shihuang. The emperor ordered 2 of them to commit suicide. The Crown Prince never imagined that his father had died on the way to the south. The wicked high-ranking officials sealed off the news. They changed the emperor's will and put the Crown Prince and the general to death. The Crown Prince was too young, too simple, too naive. But the General Meng Tian disobeyed the order and was put into jail. The evil officials successfully staged the coup and put another easily controlled prince on the throne. The new emperor gave the general an order that he could not refuse. In 209 BC, only 1 year after the death of Qin Shihuang, a riot broke out in the south of the empire. The troops stationed at the Great Wall were sent to suppress the uprising. The Huns crossed the Great Wall and reoccupied the farmland. The Great Wall collapsed along with the Qin Empire. In world history, only ancient China and ancient Rome built the Great Wall. The Hadrians Wall was abandoned after the Roman Empire collapsed. However, the construction and maintenance of the Great Wall in China lasted for more than 2,000 years. For China, before the British Navy came from the sea in the Opium War in 1840, the nomads on the grassland were the only enemy. If Qin Shihuang had not built the Great Wall, China might have become Europe. The Great Wall protected China from the nomads, and the standardized writing kept China united.